Hello and welcome back to Factorio Fixit. My name's Root and let's get cracking. Today we're back in MrSnuggles' factory. Ooh, we have electricity issues. Oh, that's wonderful. So yeah, I finished up this little build here. It's fairly complicated, but I think you guys can handle it. So what I've done is I've used a splitter, which will share 50-50 between, oh my lord, things that aren't keeping up. Yeah, that's going to share 50-50 between our inserter production and then our science production. So that's good news. Now, you'll notice a couple of things, right? Firstly, the factory is eating different things. So, oops, I deleted the wrong one there. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we've got things prioritized right. For example, you can see how the green circuits aren't really getting through here, and it's because these are drawing straight from the main bus, which is an issue because we don't because we can't get them through when the system is running flat out. Now you can see we're running extremely low on iron, so that means that we're going to need more iron capacity very shortly. Everything is just eating it way too fastly, and fastly is a word. Now I've rehooked up our line there, that's all well and good. This should balance itself out over time with these two factories, because they'll back up and do funky stuff. You notice here that we've got 50 blue inserters, and you notice that this isn't outputting any. Oh. Bugger. I've done that wrong. So, we're going to need two power lines. It's the only way to do this. So let's revisit this and get it right. 2, 3, 4. So here to here, here to here. Okay. Now we're gonna need 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So there we go. Red wire. Work. Fastest at less than 50. Okay. And now this is going to be a red wire from here to here. Yes. And now the last one is a green wire. I'm sure there's a way of doing... Oopsie daisy. I'm sure there's a way of doing this. Yeah, a red wire. Yeah. Why is that not working? Okay. So that's saying it is less than 50, like it is greater than 50, so that shouldn't be working. Maybe there was an inserter stack bonus there. I need to keep an eye on that, make sure it doesn't do anything funky. Next issue. Ooh, okay, that's backing up nicely. It's going at an okay speed as well, which is good. We possibly one thing we want to do quickly. It's just like this. Now that's probably not going to be fast enough to actually keep up with everything. Well, maybe it is. Surprised me. Rightio, moving right along, what we're going to do is we'll come back here. Oh, we'll go back there now because we've got 50. We're going to see what happens. Aha! So now we're starting to buffer the... yes. So it is working now. Yeah, so this will now buffer up blue inserters gradually, and when this gets to 50 and backs up, the the yellow inserters will just be repurposed around to science, which will mean happy days. Now we'll go up and have a look at our oil production. As I said in the last video, I had this sneaking suspicion that MrSnuggles wanted me to look at it. Maybe it's the Hydra dilemma, or my experiences in the Hydra dilemma that is tipping me off to that. Because we always used to park each other next to something that we wanted them to look at. And yeah. Anyway, let's have a look, shall we? So we've got petroleum, we've got light oil, we've got heavy oil. So what we need to do is get plastics and what's the other thing? Plastics and sulfur. That's the other thing. I should really know those build chains off by heart by now. Now something interesting. There's not going to be enough room here to do what we need to do. Like generally with oil, you want more than one refinery. One refinery is never going to cut it, and unless you kind of allow for that from the start, oil just it'll steamroll downhill on you. Like, it'll get harder and harder and harder as you're trying to route these little pipes everywhere, and yeah, it's a big pain in the butt until you learn how to do it, and then it becomes kind of easy once you've got a you understand that the layouts just need space and you need to organise them. It becomes much more straightforward. Now, that's a fair bit of light oil. None of those pump jacks are going particularly fast either. It's a bit of a bummer. So, well, let's just soldier on. Where is the nearest coal patch? Over there. Okay. Oops, wrong button. So, if I grab this back, I'm going to bring it in from over there. I'm going to make plastic. Now, as you can see, this is already in the way. And I'm going to have to go around it with my belts. Yeah. Why go around when you could go under? Now that's not at all pretty, but I'm working with what we got here. So we'll go in. Okay, that's fine. We'll come out. Happy days. Over here. There's got to be a power up. Here we go. Power line somewhere. Happy days. That is nice. Now I just want to set up a little. Oh, actually, hold on. Hold the phone. Will this reach? Well, I think that's the plan. We'll split it from the main bus, such as it is, and just bring it up. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll go under. Oops. Grab another underground bell. There we go. So that's our coal situation sorted. Grab a splitter. Split it off. Send it north. Bada bing, bada boom. Bob's your uncle. Freddy's your aunt. And we can actually pick this up now. So that's no longer required. Which leaves us with a nice situation. Where our plastic is provided for. Now that's pretty low capacity stuff right there. So you might want to expand that in time. But I'm just showing the build very quickly so that we can, MrSnuggles can go away, he can work at it himself and come up with something that's actually half decent. What I'll do is I'll place the sulfur build. It's actually going to need a couple more of them. we need to do a couple of steps. We need to go from sulfur into high sulfuric acid and then into batteries. So there's a couple of steps there. And what we're going to need to do is borrow resources from the main bus. So I need a convenient place from which to send them. And I'm thinking that's here. There's a convenient line through the middle. Yep, that's the one. Now, I just need to combine them somehow. So, what could we do? What could we do? Now this is where the issues begin with this kind of setup. I'm going to require something heading back in the other direction. I'm thinking this might be the only spot that I can pinch it. So, if you watch carefully, you'll see the solution. Oops, oops. So that there. Now, you notice that this is going backwards. Oi! What the hell? Why is that not working right? There we go. Fixed. Yeah, strange. Very strange. But I shall comment no more on it. Now, right, so I need to get it into a T-junction. Basically that's what I'm looking for right now, is how do I connect this with this in the T-junction. And there's the T-junction. So I'll just run with that for the moment. Now I also need a line that's still going to hook up over here, which means I need to get stuff like that. Now I'm doing something that I do all the time, and that's build backwards. So if you know where something needs to go, build from there to where it originates. So instead of me trying to build here and then out, I've come back the other way to figure it out. So now this is going to take care of our batteries. Now batteries are fairly important. They're not huge users of resources. Normally I stick the batteries at the end of the bus, of the iron bus and the copper bus, because it just doesn't need that much. I'm going to get pretty huge belt storage out of this, so not sure about that. Let's just grab some belts. Ooh, we could be researching stuff right now. Let's get explosives. Oops. I was going to do it up here somewhere, wasn't I? Stop that there. Okay, so what we need is sulfuric acid, sulfur. That's petroleum, gas and water. So we'll get an underground belt here. And once we've got sulfur, we can turn, with some wonderful stuff, we can turn it into our sulfuric acid, and that turns into batteries. So hopefully you guys are seeing how this is all going to come together. We're going to have our battery build just here. Okay, sulfur is going to go from there to there. We need that underground belt that was building. Okay, that's happy days. We just need an above ground belt sorry, above ground pipe, and that should be an above ground pipe there to there. That's fine, that's sorted. Now we just need some iron plate up here. So what we'll do is we'll just run it in. It's fairly straightforward. I try not to think too much about these things. Okay, so that is that all sorted. Now if we throw down a well-placed bugger, I'll use 2. Okay, there we go. Now we just need to hook up the water somehow. So that means we're going to need a pump and lots of pipes. Throw that over there. Now that pipe's there. We're going to need some more iron. There we go. Now if we go from, say, here, probably the easiest place, and what we can do is just run it straight across. Till about there, and that'll hook up. Then we need 1, and there we go, and that should all work out nicely. Now, sulfur runs very fast. It's not a what you would call a slow producer. You notice that it's punching out 2 pretty much every second, and these will go very, very fast. Now the batteries, on the other hand, you're going to need several of them to run off the one. I've just set up the one here to get the build done and demonstrate it. Now from here, what we could do, just set up a little bit of a line, and there we go. So we've got plastics, we've got batteries done. 2 very quick and easy builds there to get it done. Now if you're going to do this properly, I would redesign the oil refinery, come back and set up a bus bar, so have crude running somewhere here, and then have refineries, have 4 or 5 of them. Should give you plenty of capacity. Have these not in like a star shape, but if our bus bar is here, our refineries are here, run your storage and put it up here. The cool thing with storage is it doesn't matter where it is on the line, it'll still store fluids. So the fluids will equal themselves out pretty much in across the line. So the line, so you see how that says 2.7 and that says 670? The key thing in here is the percentage full is the same. So you notice how that looks like maybe a quarter full, quarter full, quarter full. Same over here, these are all the quarter full. Now in the early oil game, what you're going to need to do is ensure that these have some sort of consumer on them. Otherwise you're just going to burn through everything very, very fast. So what you need is a couple of things, and I'll just demonstrate that very quickly. There is of course a cheaty way of doing it. This you'll need to make solid fuel. That's the only thing that you can do with light oil for the moment. The advantage is though that you can take this down to your bus and use it in all of your boilers and your and also your furnaces. So it does save you a lot in using coal. Then you can repurpose that coal and send it out to do the actual plastics. Now here is an example of where I want. Oh bugger! I've put myself in the poo there. Yeah. Okay. Just say that I connect that up there, and I'm not a complete dodo about it. Anyway, here's a light for you, Sparky. So So yeah, do solid fuel. It's good. It'll use up your light oil. So you notice that this is already below that. The next thing you want to do is just do some lube and put it in a tank. All that you really need to do there. Okay, off we go. And this will just transfer it, give you a little bit more space. Lube is used only for electric engines and express belt. So when you get to it, you've got it. I like to do it, you know, something simple like that. You don't terribly need much of it. You know, if you fill up 2 things of that, you won't ever need much more. So yeah, I think that really caps us off. We've covered pretty much everything. Nice little factory. Nice little factory. You can see there's a lot of good things about this design, and MrSnuggles deserves to be commended. It's good. You know, it isn't what you would call fat. It isn't high capacity, but it's effective. I think that's the key thing. Very effective. And MrSnuggles, when he gets Blue Science up and running, he's going to go okay. There's not ever going to be a situation where this kind of at least this early base lets him down. The only weak points are really the central bus. There's just not enough iron coming through at the moment, but that can be remedied using some bigger furnaces. Spread out the line a little bit further and make sure that that line is fully packed. So if we get 100 of these, right, we can get 6 steel furnaces. Okay, boom. I really like to see that steel furnaces used stone furnaces. That'd be cool. So then you don't have all these stone furnaces freaking hanging around doing nothing. So we need another 2. Oh, okay. So we just need steel actually. So we come down here. Here's some. Well, I didn't prepare them, but MrSnuggles did. So we need 2 there. And what we could actually do is just throw in some solar fuel there, and that will make solar panels for us. So it's happy days. You know, in terms of effectiveness, it is crunching through the research at a good rate, this factory. Now we'll just finish upgrading it, and this will be it. Because this is currently where the problems lie. Unfortunately, because of the space constrictions, you're not going to upgrade this bus any, which is a shame, but it is what it is. And you know, maybe next factory around he'll beef that up and use 2 belts to carry his main resources through the middle. Until next time, I've been Negative Root, and I look forward to seeing you in the next factory, which could be yours. If you send it through to me, rootnegative@gmail.com, I'll have a look at it, have a play of it, and yeah, offer what I think are the best suggestions for fixing your factory, if it needs fixing or if it doesn't need fixing, just on how to proceed. So until next time, thank you very much for joining me. Wow, there is a rebalancer from way back. Yikes. Yeah, we don't need that. Yeah, I've been Root Negative. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.